What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going to be working on our 1995 Honda Civic EX. This car is something special to us because this is now officially our cheapest car and the car that needs the most amount of work, so lots of content. The last couple of videos, we've been working on fixing the front end because when we bought this, it was pushed back a couple inches and it needed a whole front end rebuild. So we replaced the bumper, the valve support, all that stuff. We're beyond that now. So last video, we tried to put an Integra full-size radiator in this Civic. It's been done before, but I don't know what it takes to do it. And all I did was cut off one of the radiator stays at the bottom, moved it over 23.5 inches, and I got it the size correctly. But instead of putting it straight like this, I put it like this. So now the radiator goes like this, and the radiator is supposed to go like this. Anyways, I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like in a second, but in this video we're going to take care of that because it actually has to go down a little bit and it has to go over to the side, to the center of the radiator, because this car is set up for a half-size radiator and a half-size condenser. So we just want the most amount of airflow, and honestly, I'm just lying to you guys. I just had this sitting around and I figured instead of paying some money for some other one, I'll just use the one I have. After we do that, we're going to take care of some maintenance items. This car leaks oil from every single gasket that engine has. So I went online a couple days ago and I ordered a couple gaskets and a couple things to get rid of or eliminate as many of those oil leaks as possible. So before we get started, we're going to show you what we have and then we'll get right to it. Alright, so these are the things that we ordered. Distributor O-ring. This is going to take care of any leaks coming from that gasket. Here we have two gaskets. These are the VTEC solar gaskets. I believe this is the main one, and this may be like the top one. I don't think I've ever in my life replaced this one. I don't think I have, but we will now that we have it. And then we also have a valve cover gasket with some spark plug O-rings. And that's that for the maintenance items that we have today. I did order the oil pan gasket. It just didn't come in on time, and I do have to go buy a little piece of hose because we do have another leak from one of the power steering cooler lines, which is leaking and causing a lot of buildup on the driver's side frame rail. So we'll deal with those two another day. So this is what we're going to do for today. And this box here is for it's basically called the radiator relocation kit, and it comes with these three metal brackets, and it comes with it comes with 3 grommets for the radiator stays. I believe it's one here, and another one there. And then it comes with these 4 little these are basically mounting hardware. That's all this is. And then it comes with the rest of the hardware, the screws and a nut. And this will help us align the radiator effectively or correctly by allowing us to basically just drill a couple holes, stuff these in there, and get it to line up. So we're going to focus on this first because this is probably high priority. The gaskets and everything just take a matter of minutes. It just more or less figuring out this first. Sorry for such a long intro, just a lot to go over today. And like I said, this is how the radiator is set up right now, and we want it to be basically centered from here to here as well as lower, because right now it's hitting the hood, and this hood is junk anyways. I could cut a hole, but I just want to be effective because eventually we will change this hood and I don't want to drill a hole in another hood. So we're going to lower this, move it over to the center, and make sure that it's in there good. So let's get right to it. All right, guys. Finally, I was able to make something work. Now I feel like better as a fabricator than I did before because now I was trying to fabricate the radiator support to work with the new bracketing system with I think I have it in my pocket with this one, and it turns out this is just too long down here. So when I put it against the radiator down there, it just pulls it out way too far out, and I need it like sort of as close as stock. So this I gotta basically junk this idea. But ingenuity and the fabricator in me, I basically used the old radiator stays, welded them where I was gonna put these in, and now I have basically OEM radiator stays. As you can see, besides the welds, it looks pretty OEM. I gotta clean those welds a bit, but all I did was weld the old radiator stays underneath the radiator's pinch weld right there, and now I have the perfect spacing so it's centered. I have the perfect height so it doesn't hit the hood, and now I have this dual pass full size radiator on my Civic, and I don't have to worry about cooling realistically. I'll probably just add another fan to this and maybe that cover that goes in the back. I know the name, I just can't think of it right now. In the future, to basically close up and make my cooling system more efficient. But right now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna go into we're gonna go into the maintenance aspect of things. So first thing is first, we're just gonna do everything at once, just because it just be easier and you guys can see it better that way. I'm gonna remove the valve cover, the distributor, and the VTEC solenoid back there. The VTEC solenoid will probably take to the workbench over there and do that there because I have to take that apart. But everything else we'll do here, and we'll just reassemble it, and it'll look like I just took off the valve cover, distributor, and VTEC solenoid and put it right back in. All right, the maintenance is done. All right, guys, never mind all that. I have a battery tied down, a nice one, a new speed one, like an old school one that I got from a car that I parted out, but I can't find it, so we'll just I could do that off screen. Anyways, so I wanted to show you guys this here. I wanted to go over the old hardware, and basically, sorry, my hands are filthy, but you can see this is all ripped. Some of it was me, but like a lot of it wasn't me. Like this one was already ripped like that. This one was also already ripped. You can't tell, but so these are just the look at this one. It's not even have the piece not even there. Look at it right here. So with that, that's not too crazy. That's just the the spark plug O-rings. And this is just, I guess, so you don't get oil in your spark plugs. And if they failed, I'm assuming there's going to be a little bit of oil in there, which isn't the end of the world, but kind of want to keep that to a minimum, obviously. Next thing, valve cover gasket looked fairly new, so nothing really to say about here. It didn't look like the valve cover gasket was leaking. As you saw, the biggest culprits were definitely the distributor O-ring. By far was the main oil leak, and the second one would have been the VTEC cylinder. Because look at this thing here. Look how, like, when I took it off, it's all flat, it's all brittle. I mean, this was actually not terrible. Like, you could fold it a little bit, but you can see it's flat and it's supposed to be rounded. This one, same thing. It's like a little flat. So you could tell those things were worn. The VTEC solenoid one ripped when I was taking it off, but as for the O-ring, the distributor O-ring, that's the only piece that I was able to keep. Everything else literally came out. It came off in chunks, and it's literally like hard plastic. It's not even like rubbery. For me to take it off with the pick, it was literally just putting them off chunks at a time. So I'm glad we did that. I'm glad I'm not gonna have to deal with this oil leak anymore. I'm still gonna do a lot of the preventative maintenance. I just gotta do the oil pan gasket and just clean up the power steering side of things. But I'm glad we got that out of the way. So now we can focus on, maybe doing some modifications and 100% doing a burnout. So that's that. Radiator will be in for next video. We'll take it out for our burnout and maybe do some aftermarket mods. Make sure you tune in for the next video. Thank you for watching this one. Subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and catch you on the next one.